Whoa, who wants to answer that one?
It's not the best.
Poo herself at the same time.
I didn't poo myself.
So
I wish we had that.
Oh, I think like that all the time now.
Our last year in Singapore. It's gonna make me cry. I won't get teary. Hi everyone and welcome back. Hope you're all well.
Hello everybody.
We're going to be doing another couples Q&A. I think we have lots of new things to talk about. So I asked you guys on the community tab on YouTube if you had any questions. So thank you guys for leaving questions. We're going to go ahead and answer as many of them as we possibly can. So let's go. What are some of the saving tips for expats when they're not eligible for CPF in Singapore?
Just save your money. As simple as that. Just have self-discipline, right?
Yeah, Singaporeans are very lucky in the sense that they have CPF, so the government puts away some of the money for them every month. I wish we had that.
I wish we had it.
I think it's such a great idea.
It's a very good idea. You might hate it when it comes out of your salary, but
in the long run,
the government like invests the money for you, and the company match what you put in, so it's like a win-win.
So for all of us that don't have CPF, we usually have like a current account and a savings account, so every time we get paid, I'll put a percentage of that money away. I'll try and put as much of that as I can into my savings account, then you don't touch the savings, and then you spend what's in your current account.
Self-discipline.
Yeah, self-discipline.
This question is for me. I am a student who is going to be studying civil engineering in Polytech. Any tips on becoming a successful engineer? Extracurricular activities and experience. Any experience you can get, do it. Some people can be engineers for many years and still be rubbish ones. As long as you get the experience, then yeah, you will shine. You'll have a good career. You'll have an interesting career and put in the hours.
Main reasons why you guys moved here: you love the warm weather, high standard of living with your salary, high paid job, safe and clean, or are there other reasons?
There was one reason.
There was only one reason why we came to Singapore.
It was an office transfer opportunity.
Yeah.
We didn't look to move to Singapore.
No, honestly, I didn't even know where Singapore was. I knew nothing about it. So when Justin got the opportunity to be transferred to the Singapore office, we didn't know anything about the safety, salary, weather,
living standards.
We didn't know anything about Singapore, so we didn't move here for those reasons.
Didn't even know what the national language would be.
No, nothing.
We come here completely blind.
And also at the time, this is kind of why I started making these videos, is because there was no information about Singapore in 2015 on YouTube.
The only YouTube videos I saw were like 10 years old.
Yeah, but we had no real insight into like what life was really like in Singapore.
No.
So the one main reason we came to Singapore was for Justin's job.
Job transfer.
Moving to a new country, what is the best way to make friends, and is it easier as a couple? So we made making friends a priority in our first week of moving. Justin went on this forum app. We basically put out an ad saying we were a young couple just moved to Singapore, if anyone wants to grab a drink or something. And that kind of snowballed, and we met we've met like the majority of our friends that way, haven't we?
Basically,
they're still our friends today.
And then when you get friends, you then get friends of friends. It then grows.
Yeah. So obviously we can't say if it's easier to meet people if you're a couple or single, because we've never done it. Well, I have. I've made quite a few friends by myself, but
you definitely know more people than I do.
Yeah.
I don't know many people.
True. I think a lot of expats move over here as couples. That sometimes it makes it easier to meet other couples, but I think you'll be fine to make friends either way.
Yeah, you just have to get out there, really.
Yeah, just make sure you get out there and put yourself out there.
Lots of people in the same situation.
In the same boat, yeah. Big question, we keep getting lots of questions about when are we leaving Singapore, how long are we staying, have you both decided to stay in Singapore or the UK, and what are your reasons why?
Whoa, who wants to answer that one?
So it's about time we updated you guys on what's going on in our heads. If you followed us from the beginning, you'll know that we only were meant to be in Singapore for 3 years. The contract was for 3 years. 3 years went by, then we thought we were going to leave. We were thinking about going to Australia. Those plans didn't really materialise, and then we ended up signing for another 2-year contract. Now that ends December this year, and we've been thinking a lot about what we want to do. Most probably, we think this is going to be our last year in Singapore.
That's the plan for now, anyway.
But plans are always changing. We always think we have our mind made up and then something else changes, but...
We were this close to going to Australia.
We were, like 2 years ago.
2 years back, yeah.
I think we want to move back to the UK. I think that's what we've decided. Just because by the time it's 2021, it would have been 6 years in Singapore, which is a really long time. It's 3 years more than we ever intended.
Probably that time of life where we should be settling down. Or...
I think so. Like, Singapore's been the most incredible thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
But I feel like you need different chapters and different phases in your life, and I think we're just both ready for something new. And moving back to the UK is almost going to be like brand new to us, because
refreshing at least.
Yeah, like when we go back, we always almost feel like tourists in our own country. Like there's so much of it we haven't seen. We're excited to live in a different part of the country. Just so many different things to look forward to, like seasons, and there's so much of Europe as well that we haven't even seen.
But short answer, this might be our last year.
In short, yeah, we think this is going to be our last year in Singapore, and
for now,
it's going to make me cry. What is one thing about Singapore that you find bad or annoying?
Organising of events, like F1, music events.
Don't you think F1
festivals.
is quite organised?
No.
Do you not?
They run out of beer on one of the
Oh, yeah.
all of the years we've been there, haven't they?
We always find that events are pretty unorganised.
Yeah.
They don't run very smoothly.
I think it's just because the events, they might plan for 1,000 people and 10,000 people turn up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like they don't anticipate it to go as well
Yeah, maybe.
as they thought. So it's like they're firefighting on the day,
Yeah.
thinking, how are we going to cater for more people? We haven't planned this far ahead. The more and more you do, the better you get at it. You're not going to be brilliant at something straight away.
Yeah. I think mine has to be customer service. I talk about it far too much. Customer service in Singapore is not the best. I wish people would be just a bit more attentive when it comes to customer service in restaurants and in shops. Just, I don't like being served and not having a hello or a thank you. Like, I find that really strange. Like, if that's your job, that should be the basic customer service.
Yeah.
Just at least acknowledging your customers. I think that's why it was such a shock for us when we went back to the UK and everyone was like so friendly and talkative. It's something I wish there was a bit more of in Singapore. I watched your first videos ever and I heard your accent is a little bit different than it is now. Do you feel it? Your British accent was so thick. I haven't noticed my accent changing, but I've had friends comment that they think it definitely has. Some said that they thought I sounded a bit more American, which I didn't think. I didn't think I do.
No.
But I think we both definitely had stronger accents when we were younger. Justin, absolutely.
Mine's changed completely.
His accent's completely changed.
Alright, so I went home recently, spoke to one of my friends who I used to think sounded quite posh in my mind, because my accent was a lot stronger than his.
Yeah.
I went home, no, his accent is thick.
Yeah.
Really strong. So mine has changed 100%. My brain works in a different way now.
It does.
So I'm not thinking native English.
No. Like, if you go back and watch some of our really old vlogs, when Justin speaks, it's just like...
Fluid.
It's fluid and it just flows out. But now he like...
Struggle. Because I'm thinking, I'm second guessing what I say to think... Because I think all I'm thinking about is communicating to the guys
at work
I work with to make sure they understand.
Right.
So I think like that all the time now.
Really? It's almost like you should have learnt a new language, but instead you've just ruined your
native
English.
language,
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It's quite embarrassing in some situations.
Yeah, like when we were in the UK and you were talking, I was like, why are you talking,
like
so
that?
weird? Yeah. So yeah, our accents, I think they both have changed a little bit.
Yeah. What was it like when you guys first met, and any embarrassing moments you both had? When Georgia found out she is allergic to shellfish. So we were in Spain. We didn't really know each other at this point. So we were sharing a hotel room.
It was quite early days.
Quite early days. We had this paella in the day.
Yeah. Everyone had the paella.
Everyone had it. We get back, Georgia's feeling a bit bad. And our bathroom so we had a shower in one room, a divide, and a toilet. But there weren't two doors, only one door. You had to slide it. It
was like the the toilet was in the bedroom.
So you shut one or the other.
Yeah.
So she's in the shower thinking, oh, I'm feeling rough. Then she runs to the toilet, thinking I'm going to be sick, but poo herself at the same time.
I didn't poo myself.
So you sat on the toilet with a bin.
Yeah. So it was coming out of both ends.
ends.
It was absolutely horrendous. Yeah. And this went on for 2 days. So the toilet is literally in our bedroom.
And I'm handing her
for 2 days straight. And I mean, it could have been make or break at that point. you could have been like, absolutely not, like this is not for me. No, honestly, that could put a lot of guys off.
Really?
Yeah.
Honest. Everyone's ill.
No, but that was early days,
Yeah.
so thank you.
That's quite embarrassing at the time.
Thank you for putting up with me.
But funny now.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
When you came back to England at Christmas, did it make you want to come back for good? And do you still ever get homesick? This was the first trip that I got homesick. Like, I got back to Singapore and I actually missed the UK, and it was crazy because it was also winter there. I think that just goes to show that our mindsets have definitely started to shift.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never missed the UK, but now I feel like I'm probably ready to move back because I'm missing certain things about the UK. We're actually going back in July for my friend's wedding, and I can't wait because like the UK in summer is just absolutely beautiful. I love it so much.
All the people and the things you miss out on. Not as if you can get a quick weekend flight back to meet up with your friends. You can't really do it. So I miss out on a lot.
Yeah, we miss out on a lot of things with friends and family.
Yeah.
And Justin's got a huge family and loads of nieces and nephews, and he's kind of missing them all grow up.
Some of them I hadn't even seen.
Some of them we hadn't even
met. And they
met.
were 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone again has asked about what made us move to Singapore. They said, and what was it like hearing Singlish for the first time? Did you have a hard time at first trying to understand us?
I couldn't understand a word.
We've spoken about this quite a lot, but absolutely not a clue. It didn't sound like anyone was speaking English.
My first week here, they put me on a training course in Little India, and there were like 4 different trainers. The only one I understood was the Indian Singaporean guy, because I was used to the Indian accent
yeah.
in the UK.
Singaporean
Everyone
accent
else,
is like a brand new, like, they're so unique.
It's just an accent that...
we'd never heard anything like it.
It would be like a Singaporean understanding a Scottish person.
Or someone from Birmingham or something.
So they're speaking English,
but
it's just the accent you can't quite understand until you get more familiar.
So yeah, I would be sat at work at lunchtime with all my colleagues and they'd all be joking, and I just did not have a clue what they were saying.
English.
Oh, speaking English, but using Singlish words, and but for a good few months, I didn't understand what anyone was saying. Like, I couldn't join in. I was so quiet because I didn't know what to say.
I think I picked it up a bit faster than you.
Yeah. And then overnight, it's just suddenly like, I can understand everything. And can I just say that when we eventually leave, Singaporean accent, whenever I'm going to hear it, I'm probably like going to get really upset. Because it's like...
It's been a big part of our life, hasn't it?
It's been a big part of our lives, and I don't want to get teary. Yeah. Why am I getting upset? What hair colour would you prefer your future children to inherit? So fun and interesting to think about.
Yeah.
We've thought about this.
Chances of our children having red hair is 50%. 50-50.
Yeah.
Because both sides of our family have the red hair gene.
I would love to have a little blonde haired kid, but I'd also really like a ginger haired kid.
Yeah.
But I'd want them to have your ginger colour.
I'd like them to have brown hair, but that's impossible. It's not happening.
It might not be impossible because I just think it's never predictable.
No, but I don't have brown hair. You don't have brown hair. And it gets the genes from us too.
Yeah, but sometimes it skips generations.
Don't know.
What are some issues or habits that you guys disagree on as a couple?
Mine is Georgia never finishes one thing.
Yeah.
Because her mind is doing 100 things.
Yeah.
So she'll...
I call it multitasking.
It's not multitasking. Because you never complete any one of them. She'll say...
It's not true.
Let's make a hot drink. Puts the kettle on. Then she goes on the phone. Then she goes on the laptop. Then she's doing something else. Oh, I didn't make the tea. So then she has to boil it again. It's not multitasking.
Whatever.
Because you don't complete any of it.
Mine for Justin is that he is on his phone far too much. Way more than you ever used to be on your phone. Like, I literally have to snatch it out of his hands.
Yeah.
Because he is always on his phone. Alright guys, we are going to wrap it up there. But thank you guys for sending in your questions. I hope you enjoyed watching as always. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more from us. And we will see you in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.